It's a beautiful night for soccer in downtown Rochester, New York. 80 degrees, sunshine, a perfect night at Salem Stadium as we set the stage for the Rochester Rhinos and the Wilmington Hammerheads live from Rochester, New York. Once again, it is a beautiful night. As Glenn Fry would say, the heat is on in Rochester. Will the Rhinos turn the heat up on the Hammerheads tonight? We'll find out shortly on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Once again, it's a beautiful night in Rochester, New York. Rocky Parada sitting in for Joe Giuliano tonight, joined by Rhinos defender number 7, Anoa Obasi. And Anoa, it's a big game for the Rhinos. As we know, the Rhinos have been rolling right along. You guys have been playing fantastic. Hit a little bit of a bump right now in the road. Is this Hammerhead team what the team needs tonight?
Yeah, I feel as though the Rhinos are going to come to this game strong. Last week, the game was there for us to take, and we kind of let those 2 points slip away. But today I feel as though a Hammerheads team who haven't had the greatest of seasons, I feel as though we can take advantage of that.
The Hammerheads, as Anoa had said, have been they're at the bottom of the table right now in the conference, but they're a team that just beat New York rather convincingly, 4-2 the other night. And a player for the Hammerheads that we want to take a look at tonight is number 16 for them, Stefan DeFrager. He's scored 2 goals, his first 2 goals of the season last game, and they need to really pick their scoring up.
Yeah, DeFrager is a young player. He had a great game last game. He's been in and out of the team this season, and last week he really showed his worth. He got 2 goals. The first one a beautifully taken volley. So I know he'll be looking to replicate that sort of form tonight.
With their team leader in scoring, Nick Zimmerman, retiring, took a job as a college coach. It was a dream of his to do that. You know, he was very remorseful that he had to leave his team in the middle of the season. But that puts more onus on DeFrager, on a guy like Brian Ackley, who also has 3 goals. So they need to pick up their scoring. As you know, they're towards the bottom of the league in scoring. With the Rhinos, the scoring, it's not a big number, but defense is what really does it for the Rhinos.
Yeah, exactly. In the Hammerheads camp, they got players like Sonny Jane, Bassagog, and the Rhinos, you know, we're going to look to neutralize that.
One of the guys to look at for the Rhinos tonight, the man who's leading your team right now in game-winning goals, number 10, Steven Humberto Fortes dos Santos. And when I call him his PA announcer here, I always like to use his full name. He has 4 game-winning goals. He's been kind of a go-to guy for you.
Yeah, Steven, he's come up big in the clutch moments. He's always been there with great headers, great finishes, and you know, tonight I feel as though he's been sharp all week in training, and he's going to look to do that again tonight.
Both our featured players tonight are in the starting lineups for both teams tonight. It should be a great game. As we said, Wilmington, they've kind of turned it on a little bit, picked up their first home win. Will they come into Rochester and spoil a Saturday night party? We'll find that out shortly on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Great Taste has landed. Salen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
When you build a new house with Faber Homes, you won't have to deal with the to-do list that comes with buying a used home.
They made it really easy. I mean, the whole process was so simple, and we were new to the process. It was our first time owning a home, definitely first time building a home, so they made it really easy, step-by-step process. So it's great.
Learn more about the benefits of building a new home at faberhomes.com and visit our models in Henrietta at Berkshire Park or at Regency Park in Greece. Faber Homes. Great homes, great price.
Come on, join the rest of the kids at Unity Health System's Total Sports Experience. Instructional program starting at age 2. Year-round fun. Join anytime. Call 458-4263 or check us out at totalsports-experience.com.
And the handshakes have taken place. The anthem has been played. We are ready for soccer in downtown Rochester. The Rochester Rhinos and the Wilmington Hammerheads. Rocky Parada with you, along with Anawa Obasi, to bring you all the action in this match, pitting the top team in the conference against the bottom team in the conference. The Rochester Rhinos will be taking on the Wilmington Hammerheads. In Anawa, as we said earlier, it's a hot night. Who's going to turn the heat up tonight?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a hot one tonight. We see the sun is still shining across the field. And maybe, hopefully, the second half it will cool down. But I feel as though the tempo is going to be high. I know the Rhinos are going to try and push from the start. So we'll see how Wilmington can cope with that.
Wilmington in their starting lineup tonight. They're scheduled to have the veteran Tom Parrott, number 2, in the lineup tonight in the midfield. Sustained an injury in warm-ups tonight, and going in this place is Wake Forest grad number 7, Ross Tomaselli. Tell us a little bit about Ross Tomaselli.
Yeah, it's interesting actually, because Tom Parrott, and he's not a traditional right back. He's more of a centre mid, and his injury has forced a player who's also not a right back to slot into that position. So Tomaselli, much more comfortable in the middle of the park. He's a great ball player. He's not really a physical presence in the middle, but he gets it, he sprays it. And just looking out onto the field now, I feel as though he is in the middle. So they've had a bit of a shift around, and it looks like Troy Cole going out to the right back spot. So it should be probably more of a natural feel for him in the middle of the park.
So as we talk about the starting lineups, we'll run down these really, really quick for you. First off, for the Wilmington Hammerheads, the starting keeper tonight is Andre Rawls. Andre Rawls this season is a 1.47 goals against average with 2 shutouts. As we said, Parrott is not starting tonight. Troy Cole is a defender. Number 8, Paul Nicholson. Sonny Jean up top. Brian Ackley in the midfield. Tomaselli, as we mentioned, in the midfield. Also DeFrager in the midfield, their 2-goal scorer last game. Willem Heaney, Fran Martinez, Mark Gottleman, and Quidus Laval. For your Rhinos, why don't you let us know who's in there starting tonight? Okay. Unfortunately, you're not tonight. You get the night off as we are underway in Rochester.
Yeah, the Rhinos, you got Julian Ringo, left back, centre back pairing of Grant van der Kasteel and Vasilis Apostolopoulos. Pat McMahon at right back. On midfield 4, Mike Ghazi, Canado Forbes, Johnny Mendoza, and Tony Walls. And up top is Steven Umberto dos Santos, to give him his full name.
Very nice. So as we said, we are underway here as the ball is played out of bounds right there from by Wilmington's number 24, Fran Martinez. He's going to throw it in right back to him. Ball's being played around the sidelines. Once again, out by the Rhinos Garzi. Martinez to play it back in. Martinez has been around a little while. A very little while. 19-year-old player. He is out of. Played a little bit overseas. Also up with New York City for just a little bit. As it's played deep into the Rhino zone and over the end line for a goal kick. Brandon Miller is going to put that in. And Brandon Miller's having a fantastic season for the Rhinos.
Yeah, Brandon Miller, Mr. No-Nonsense. Unbelievable statistics on the season. And if anything, it was a freak four goals conceded against Charlotte that's kind of skewed his stats. But he's been excellent all season. Very, very consistent. Maybe not, wouldn't describe him as the flashiest goalkeeper, but in terms of his consistency week in, week out, day in, day out in training, just a great player and having a great season.
Postolopoulos plays it into the middle to Garzi. Garzi looking over here on the near side. Ball's played forward there by Pat McMahon. McMahon looks into the middle. A little bit of a stumble there from Johnny Mendoza. Ball played away from him by Paul Nicholson as Wilmington looks to bring it forward. Heaney drops it back. Played way ahead. Running out onto that ball was Lawal. He takes it, tries to make a move into the center. Checked off there. Great play on the defense.
Great cover by Vanilla Castile there. Vasilis, it could have been a foul called against the Wilmington forward Lawal, but the refs played advantage, and Grant Van der Castile's made a great play to put it out for a corner.
So corner kick coming up here for Wilmington. This will be their first of the match. Lining it up is William Heaney. 25-year-old, played a little bit in Scotland. The guy who's been around the block. One of the veteran players at 25 for the Hammerheads. Played into the box and pulled down by Miller. It's going to slow things down a little bit. Crowd still filing in here at Salem Stadium on a perfect night. Canardo Forbes, the Rhinos leader in shots taken this season, plays it into the center of the pitch. Played over onto the far side. Running the midfield there was Captain Tony Walls. He gets it forward, looking for Steven. A little bit forward, Steven plays it through, and just wide, just touched wide. This will be a goal kick set up here for the Hammerheads.
Yeah, fantastic ball. Tony Walls with the vision. He's just dropped it into a very dangerous area, and I feel as though the goalkeeper Rolls has made a mess of it. He stuttered out to come. He changed his mind, and in the end, he was in no man's land, and unfortunately, Dos Santos couldn't punish him. But already encouraging signs for the Rhinos.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, making some headway. Decision making, not one of the strong. I mean, when you're at the bottom of the table in the conference, you look at those little things, and right there, that could be one of those factors as to why they are where they are.
Yeah, it's the little details right there. That could have been 1-0 down and away from home. Wilmington would be staring down a defeat right now. So you're right. Lucky that they weren't punished from a Wilmington point of view, but we'll see. The Rhinos already asserting themselves on this game.
Right there, we saw more indecision. Ackley was going for the ball. Rawls was going for the ball. Didn't really know which guy was going to pick it up. Rawls ultimately did there. Played now back to Rawls. He punts it forward right about the center line. It's pulled down by Postolopoulos to Walls. Walls plays it off on the far side. This will be a throw in for the Hammerheads. Putting the ball back into play is Troy Cole. Rochester fans may recognize that name. Did a little bit of time in the winter indoors with the Rochester Lancers.
Yeah, I actually had the pleasure of playing against him. Just a great competitor. Just a really good pro was my opinion of him when I played against him. So we'll see what he can do here today.
Martinez runs on the ball here on the near side. Tries to put the moves on there. Can't get it through. Picked up now by Tomaselli. Tomaselli rolls it over. Played in there by their captain, number 6, Brian Ackley. Ackley back over to the near side. Martinez. Martinez plays it back into the center of the pitch. Tomaselli looking for a breaking to Frager. Figured going for the hot hand. Brendan Miller pulls that down as the Rhinos are away. Moving down on the far side for the Rhinos. Ball's played out. It'll be a throw-in.
Yeah, good hustle by DeFrager there. He was actually the one that initial ball was intended for Wilmington, and then he's tracked back maybe 70 yards to tackle Alex Dixon. So great work rate.
Julian looking for a throw-in here. Finds his man. Ball settled on the far side. Standing over here on the near side is Pat McMahon. He was looking for the ball, played into Canardo Forbes. Now McMahon has it. Let's see what he does with it. He wanted it, he's got it. Making a move in there on Sonny. Taken down in the midfield is number 21, Heaney. Foul called on Mendoza. That's kind of a mismatch right there, Mendoza and Heaney. Wow.
Definitely.
It's about a foot taller.
Good foot in it there, but I think Johnny Mendoza, they're lucky to not get the yellow. It's a professional foul, pulled him back, knew exactly what he was doing, and he's escaped one there.
Exactly. Sets it up. Steven is harassing him. Played forward into Laval. Comes back on the far side. Goes out off of Ackley. Be a throw in for the Rhinos. Setting up now, Alex Dixon. No, he's going to pass it off. Yes, no, maybe. Yes. And the ball's in. That's Steven there. Trying to get it over here on the near side. Canardo Forbes patiently waiting. Comes down, taken by Martinez. Right by Forbes again. Sonny Jane playing the ball into the center of the box. All day in there for Miller to haul that in.
Yeah, we can already see with only 7 minutes gone, I think that's the fourth or fifth long ball that Wilmington have attempted that Brandon Miller's just comfortably picked up. So I feel as though that's probably a definite part of their game plan today, try and go long and test this Rhinos back line, although I don't think they're going to have too much success.
No. And as you said, when you're playing it long like that, they're running it. You want to run it ahead, obviously, so you're not offside, but they just seem to be running it just a little bit too far ahead, showing a lot of respect for the back line.
Yeah, I feel as though they're giving way too much space for Brandon to just come and command the edge of his box. So we'll see if they keep pumping them in there. Maybe they're hoping for a mistake, but we'll watch that space.
Another throw in there for the Hammerheads. Back on the back line is Nicholson. Nicholson gets it over to the far side. It's Ackley. Ackley to Tomaselli. Let you know who's law and order tonight. In the middle tonight is Tori Penzo. She's assisted tonight by Lauren Dearman and Corson Fiddler. Nicholas Biscaglia is our number 4 tonight. And I don't know, you can explain this one to me. A lot of times some things happen out on the field questionable. We saw that one there where Johnny didn't get the yellow. The coaches will often go to the fourth official and give him a piece of their mind. What can the fourth do I mean, you're hollering at the fourth, and he really has nothing, or she has nothing to do with it at that point.
It's interesting because I feel as though from the average spectator might see that and think, you know, the call's done, it's gone, the coach is probably hollering at nothing. But the psychology of the game, if you can get into the head of the fourth official at halftime, he can, when they go in and discuss the first half, he may say, you know, that call was wrong. You know, his attention may be drawn to things that if the coach hadn't said anything, they would just let slide. So I feel as though it's a little bit a psychological edge that they're trying to gain there. Although most of the time it just looks like they're screaming at thin air.
When you have a veteran coach, though, like Bob Lilly, something like that coming from a veteran coach, that may actually set in.
Yeah.
Okay, Pat McMahon gets it ahead. Okay, that's our psychology lesson for the game. We're back to the match. Canardo Forbes playing it over to the far side. Rhinos now looking to bring it forward. Apostolopoulos to the center line. Moves it up on the far wing. Straight down the side come the Rhinos. Looking to make a move in there. Defended off by Troy Cole, who turns it around, and Wilmington looks to bring it forward.
Yeah, it's an encouraging sign, though, to see Ringoff take his man. He actually beat the first man, and it was the help that actually won the ball back. But, you know, if he gives them something to think about that side, it should maybe soften them up for Canardo and Pat McMahon on the other side.
There's Tony Walls looking for that long ball, looking for Alex Dixon. Doesn't quite connect as the Hammerheads look to bring it forward. Tony Walls now there defending. He seems to be all over the field tonight on this warm night in Rochester. And speaking of him, here he comes. He's got Steven in the middle. Steven staying on side. Walls makes a move, gets taken down in the box. Looking for the whistle. We don't hear it.
Yeah, I glanced at the ref there. I thought if they give it, I could definitely see why. It looked like two hands to stop Tony Walls going through. Maybe a player you look at with his stature and his strength, maybe he went down a little easy, but I think he's clearly blocked his path. So again, Wilmington lucky.
Dixon with the ball, gets it up back towards the middle. Here comes Tony Walls once again, looking to set the table. He's got Canardo Forbes just a little bit offside there. Andre Rawls is going to put the ball in play right away. Nope, he's going to stop it.
Good luck again by Tony Walls. He's attempted a couple of those through balls and over the top. Definitely going to make the Wilmington backline something to think about.
I think he has it tonight. You have that feeling. Tonight's his night. He's the man tonight.
He means business already. He's started nearly got an assist, nearly got 2 assists early on, and a penalty.
Ball's played out by Rawls. Apostolopoulos in the center of the back. Plays it forward. Dixon taken down, no call. On the far wing is Julian Ringoff. Moves it ahead to Johnny Mendoza. Mendoza trying to make the moves over there on the far side. Trying to get around DeFrager. Ball's played forward, and Tomaselli settles it. Tomaselli over to Sonny. Heaney misplays it. It's ahead just by Steven and picked up there by Rawls.
Nearly a good chance there, and it all came from the hard worker Johnny Mendoza. Didn't give up on the play against the much bigger Ackley, and he nearly forced a turnover that could have resulted in a very good Rhinos chance.
That's one thing about your team, Ottawa. You go into this game against a team that's much lower in the standings than you, but the team comes out, the Rhinos come out flying tonight. It shows the determination. It shows the coaching of Bob Lilly. He's made sure that you guys were ready tonight.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of a few things. I know coaches stress this week, intensity, and the players have definitely responded because the Rhinos have looked very threatening early on.
A veteran team you would expect that from.
Yep, I would.
Rawls gets it set up. Over here to Nicholson. Nicholson settles it. He sees Martinez along the sideline, but he'll play it to the center of the field. He's looking for that long ball. Broke it up neatly by the Rhinos defense. Again, the long ball. It would have been a real long one if they connected, but as the Hammerheads settle it back again. Playing it back, Nicholson. Nicholson over to the far side for Ackley.
Yeah, it's interesting, actually, Ackley and Nicholson, both center midfielders themselves by trade, and filling in, I'm guessing because of injuries or maybe a limited number of center backs, but those two are not natural center backs. So I feel as though it's something the Rhinos are going to exploit here tonight.
As we've seen, the Rhinos with Tony Walls working the middle have been trying to get that ball into Steven and exploiting them. Ball's chipped forward to Dixon. Back to Walls, looking for Canardo Forbes. Forbes now making a move on Martinez. Definitely gets it through, picked off though in the middle. Tomaselli. Tomaselli back to Nicholson to Martinez. Martinez sends it back to Nicholson. Will he send it back to the keeper Rawls, which he does. Canardo Forbes really not too happy with that. Pushed forward now by Rawls. Broken up there by Dixon. Ball is off of him. He was looking to see if that ball may have been played off of the Wilmington player, which it was not. So this will be a throw for the Hammerheads. We're in the 14th minute here in Rochester. No score as of yet. One corner kick on the board so far for the Hammerheads at one set piece. The captain of the Hammerheads gets the ball moving again. Ackley over to Nicholson, up to Martinez. Martinez, there's that long pass. Hits his man, but the ball is out of play.
Yeah, you'd expect better from Lawal there. He's had no real defender on his back, and he just played that one out of bounds.
Lawal, another young player, 19-year-old player out of Nigeria. 3 games played this season thus far. No points.
Yeah, he looked very lively last game, actually, and definitely worth noting that one of their standout performers from last week, Basagog, who's a Cameroonian player, he's not in the 18 today, so not sure if it's an injury he picked up, but he was their most dangerous player last week, so surely going to be a huge miss for the Hammerheads.
As he's just come into the organization, along with Brian Anunga, who also is not in the starting lineup tonight, and not on the bench either. The 2 Cameroonian players, who joined the team in June, had their legal papers for travel and work taken care of and joined the team. Ball played back once again to the keeper. This seems to be the pattern in the story tonight. As Nicholson kicks it forward. He's looking for Laval. This one connects. It's on his foot, but defended nicely by the Rhinos. Taken down there was Grant Van de Castile as the ball goes over the end line for a goal kick for Brandon Miller.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit of inexperience from Lawal. He trapped the ball nicely. He tried to take on the players. It didn't come off, but when the ball was rolling to the sideline, instead of making Van de Castile have a horrible clearance. He's just clipped him and let the Rhinos out easily.
So Miller plays it forward. Puts it about 3/4 of the way down the pitch. Played back by Nicholson to Rolls, and Rolls just shanks one. Unfortunately, it looks like a lot of what Tiger Woods has been doing lately on the golf course.
Yeah, he got stitched up then. The back pass from Nicholson was not what a goalkeeper would want. Bouncing ball for an attacker running straight onto him. And maybe a little lack of composure has just put it out for a throw-in.
And in this case, did not hurt them. Thrown by the Rhinos went right back to Wilmington and then back to Rawls, who settles it. And he starts to bring it forward, looking for a pass to make here in the 17th minute from Salem Stadium in downtown Rochester. And there's Rolls. Gets it up on the wing, broken up by the Rhinos defense, and the goalies right now are playing catch. Miller sets it down. The Rhinos come forward.
Yeah, I feel as though the Wilmington are going to have to try their plan B, because these long balls over the top are not troubling the Rhinos defense at all.
Nicholson taken on by Steven, turned over. Johnny up to Canardo. Canardo looking in the middle, broken up by Ackley. He had Steven. Dixon picks it up, rolls it in onto the keeper. The Rhinos continue putting the pressure on. They keep this pressure going. Things are going to change. We'll be putting a number on that scoreboard shortly.
Yeah, it does look that way. Good interplay between Mendoza and Forbes. We saw it a lot last week, and already there they've connected and nearly got in for a great opportunity.
Lawal there walks right around Apostolopoulos, but the ball goes over the end line off of him. This will be a throw-in now for Wilmington. And one of the ball kids gets the ball over to them. Doing what any good ball kid would do on their home pitch, taking their time getting it to the visiting team. As the Hammerheads are surveying their offensive end of the field, this actually is going to be a free kick. That was a foul called there on Vasilis.
Yeah, this could be one of the ways that Wilmington might look to get some out of this game. Set pieces, they've got some big players strong in the air.
Whistle sounded. We're underway again. Ball's played into the center of the box, and as we've seen numerous times this evening, Miller pulls it down and gets it right back into play. Again, looking long for Steven. That's broken up. Nicholson plays it ahead. Wilmington player taken down there hard by Johnny Mendoza, and Johnny's been booked. A yellow card has been issued in the 19th minute. Caution to Johnny Mendoza.
Yeah, I think you see Johnny looking very anxiously at the ref there, because he's gone with studs up, and another ref might have saw that differently. Both his feet are off the ground. Probably fortunate not to see maybe something more serious than a yellow, and if you take into account he probably should have had a yellow earlier. Rhinos maybe gotten away with one there, because at 10 versus 11 it could even things up.
So Tori Penzo, you think probably has Johnny Mendoza noted in her mind right now.
Yeah, I feel as though when she looks back at the tape, she's going to see that the shirt pull should have been a yellow, and granted, if Johnny had been on a yellow, he might not have gone for that challenge there in that manner.
True.
But, one mistake, I know their coach could probably point to that.
Speaking of Johnny, he's running on the ball there. Nicholson is forced to play it out to the side. This will be a throw-in for the Rhinos. This throw-in's going to come, about 20 yards. Maybe 22 yards from goal. We have an extra ball loose on the field right now, and we still have an extra ball loose on the field. I don't think anybody's quite picked that up but me and you.
Yep, only a matter of time for the ref sees and stops it, I think.
Okay, Steven plays that ball out. The legal ball right now is in Pat McMahon's foot. McMahon plays it over on the far side. Tony Walls sends it back. Van de Castile over to Forbes. Forbes into the middle for Johnny. Garzi. Walls. Back to McMahon on the near side. McMahon being shadowed there by Sonny. Garzi to the far side. Picking it up way over there is Ringoff. Brings it back to the center. Mendoza sends it back. Coming back over here towards Tony Walls. Walls at the center line. Gets it up to McMahon. McMahon looking to make a move. Gets it into Canardo Forbes. Forbes very active tonight here in the early going. Mendoza back to Garzi. Garzi to Dixon, way over on the far side. Making a run is Ringhoff. Dixon chips it into the box, looking for Forbes, broken up. It was Garzi. Steven, 3 times off the head, bumps it down with his chest to McMahon. Over to Forbes.
Good spell here by the Rhinos, looking menacing.
Forbes into the center. McMahon gets it back. Johnny. It's off of Sonny Jane. As Garzi plays it to the far side. Steven plays it with his head, is pushed in the back. Foul called there on Wilmington. This will be a free kick in a very tenuous area for the Rhinos. Heaney, he thought he was fouled, but he was the guy doing the fouling.
Yeah, came in with a high boot there, and the refs called the first one. I think Dixon may have fouled him after, but the ref, rightly so, has called the first foul. And good spell of possession by the Rhinos. Got a cross in. It was a low cross. It wasn't really troubling the Wilmington defense, but that sort of pressure will make them work.
Rhinos have it lined up. Torrey Penzo is getting the wall set. The 11 yards are marked.
So dangerous here, Tony Walls, from these positions.
Ball's in the 23rd minute over the wall and just over the woodwork for a goal kick. Fans, want to ask you, have you visited the new USLsoccer.com? Get the latest news and live stats and check out the new social media hub. It's USsoccer.com. Is the Rhinos faithful? Doing the Rochester Rhinos chant. It's something that's been going on for 20 years. These Rhino fans. Gentleman right down here in front of us has his Rhinos megaphone, which at one time was we'll say a lemonade pitcher. Rhino fans have always been ultra creative over the years. Here's Sonny Jane coming down the far sideline. Pat McMahon plays him off along with Kennardo Forbes. This will be a throw for the Hammerheads. Martinez is going to take that throw.
Yeah, rare venture forward by the Hammerheads into the Rhinos half.
And away they go. As Vander Castile plays it forward, is fouled heavily there by, who is that there?
I think it's Doberman there. I don't think there was any intent in it, but just the nature of the way the two players came together. Grant just took a swing at it, and Doberman's body was in the way, and it looks like Grant's come off worse.
Goldman's there pleading his case.
Stand up, make some noise. It's time for the Shack Attack t-shirt toss. Brought to you by Soccer Shack.
And we're getting ready to go. Still a discussion going on there between Vander Castile and our head referee, Torrey Penzo. Somewhere along the line that extra soccer ball we had on the field, we really needed right there. So Brandon Miller has it played back in as Apostolopoulos moves it up. Tony Walls over to Ringhoff. Ringhoff at the center line to Walls. Walls looking for Garzi. He has him. McMahon making a run on the near side as Vander Castile season gets it to Kennardo Forbes. Back to Vander Castile. Vander Castile plays it ahead. He has Steven. But Laura Dearman has raised the flag for the offside.
Yeah, I feel as though that was a little bit telegraphed there. Took a look up, took a picture in the Wilmington defense, just kept a good line, stepped forward, and left Steven Dos Santos offside.
Martinez looks to move the ball forward. Surveying the situation, and there we are. Ball's played ahead. The wall. Ringhoff takes that. Looking for Johnny Mendoza. He has him in stride. Mendoza across the center line. He's got Dixon breaking. He's onside. Dixon into the 18. Kennardo Forbes. Goal!
Great ball by Alex Dixon. Initially it was Johnny Mendoza, and Dixon's beat the offside trap. Bernardo with the simplest of tap-ins.
The Rhinos score the first goal of the match in the 26th minute. Number 21. You said he leads the team in shots. Canardo Forbes right there with his 3rd goal of the season. Alex Dixon picking up his 2nd assist as the Rhino fans are partying in downtown Rochester. There it is, a beautiful touch there by Canardo Forbes, but as you said, that goal was all Alex Dixon.
Yeah, the ball from Mendoza over the top, spotted the runner Dixon, just beat the offside trap, and you know, it worked previously. They played Steven Dos Santos offside, but that time defenders caught napping, and Dixon's in there. He's been unselfish. He's put it back across, and Canardo, he just wanted it more than the Wilmington defender who's got in front. It's just a solid tap-in.
Number 3, Alex Dixon. That scores from Dixon in the 26th minute.
As PA announcer Phil Mercado fires the crowd up with that goal call. Foul called on the Rhinos here. This will be a ball put right back into play here by the Wilmington Hammerheads. Looking to put it in is Martinez. He left foots it across to the far side of the pitch. Johnny Mendoza looking over there to try to steal that ball away. Cannot do it. Moving the ball ahead right now for Wilmington is Gottleman. Looking for the center. Broken up and cleared away there by Van de Castile. Ackley sets it up. Nicholson. Nicholson cut off there by Dixon. Heaney tried to get it forward. Steven cuts him off. Finally, Tomaselli gets it across the field. And once again, Heaney plays it through to the center, broken up there by Van de Castile to Dixon. This is where it started just a couple of minutes ago, was with Dixon. Dixon lays it back to McMahon. Looking for Canardo Forbes. Forbes looking to make some magic. Sends it back into the middle for Garzi, back to Forbes. Forbes clears it right across. Postolopoulos has it over there to Ringhoff. Ringhoff down the far side. Looking, turns, settles it back to Canardo Forbes. Forbes looking in the middle, past Dixon. This is on the foot of Steven. Steven working with it. This will be a corner for the Rhinos, their first of the game.
Yeah, good little reverse ball by Canardo. Give the defense the eyes and slipped it in behind. Steven surveyed his options in the middle, but there's nothing really there, and in the end it's gone out for a Rhinos corner.
Johnny Mendoza will place the ball. There's Canardo Forbes just a couple of yards away from him. Will this be a touch into Forbes? It will be. Johnny now plays it into the center. Looking for Van de Castile's head, just gets by him. Ball's cleared out. Forbes touches it to Dixon. Dixon was looking for the shot. It was broken up in there by Heaney. Played it once again. Heaney chips it back. Sonny Jane waiting for it to come down.
Lovely touch by Sonny Jane. The ball came down with snow on it. He just cushioned it beautifully.
Lawal now trying to work on Pat McMahon. Makes the move. Chips the ball back by Van de Castile. The ball's from Jane back to Lawal. He's taken down. No call by the captain, Tony Walls, as Dixon plays it back to Walls.
Yeah, great cover by Tony Walls there. He's tracked back when he saw a couple of his players getting beaten, and look like Charles' player just pushed Lawal off the ball and starting a Rhinos counter here.
That's the veteran against the very young player right there.
Hey fans, I would like to thank all partners.
Rawls now has settled it down, directing some traffic, asking his players to move down the pitch, and he's going to set the ball down and get ready to play it in. Dixon gives him a little bit of pressure, just gives him the evil eye there. That was about it. Postolopoulos plays it ahead. Nicholson now has it for the Hammerheads. Nicholson looking which way to go. He's going to go over to the far side for Ackley. Ackley pushing forward. Clears it across the center line. And there's Gottleman. He has it. Got it to Heaney. Heaney looking for Sonny Jane. Sonny now along the end line. Past McMahon. Out to Tomaselli. Into the center of the pitch. And for those of you who know the geography of Rochester, that ball was put out to Lyle Avenue by number 21, William Heaney.
Yeah, Heaney there, he's kind of just gone for glory. It wasn't really the right angle for the strike. I feel as though he's just run out of ideas. I think it's important for Wilmington now, after they've conceded that goal, that they try and string some passes together and get something meaningful going on in the Rhinos' half.
So Ringhoff bringing it forward. He looks for Walls in the midfield. Tony Walls, we said, been quite the distributor tonight. He had moved it ahead to Johnny Mendoza, back to Ringhoff, back to Walls. Over to Garzi. Pat McMahon running forward, waits for it. Has it now. Trying to put the move on to Sonny Jane. Jane forces him to go back to Van de Castile. He takes it all the way across the pitch. Tony Walls in the center now. Tomaselli trying to deke him into making a move he didn't want to make. Gets it right where he wanted to. Canardo Forbes gets it ahead to Pat McMahon. Pat McMahon back to Forbes. Forbes on the near side looking for the center. Broken up in the middle there. And played ahead. That there is Gottleman. Gottleman rolls it back. Lawal and Apostolopoulos come together. Foul is called on Vasilis.
Could be a yellow here for Vasilis. Lawal, maybe somewhat fortuitously, had tapped the ball past the two Rhino centre-backs, and Vasilis has just clattered into him. I'm sure inadvertently, but maybe fortunate for the Rhinos, because Lawal would have been through on goal. Probably the Wilmington's best chance here. Set piece, edge of the box.
So as a yellow card has been issued to Vasilis. 33rd minute yellow, caution. Second caution of the match. Issued to the Rhinos. The wall looks to set it up. Canardo Forbes is trying to set his defensive wall. He's going to come in and join that. Maybe. It's a four-man wall set up. Taking that kick is number 21, Heaney. Played it right into Brandon Miller for the easy catch.
Yeah, too soft on the set piece. I think there you have to go for broke if you're going to try and curl it around the wall and catch the goalie napping. But Brandon way too alert for that. Simple pickup. Maybe a wasted opportunity for the Hammerheads there.
Rochester doesn't give up very many like that. When they do, you've got to take advantage of it. So bringing it forward is Garzi. A little bit long there for Canardo Forbes. Going to go out over the end line for a goal kick for the Hammerheads.
Yeah, a little miscommunication. Garzi saw Canardo running long, but he was just feinting to maybe create the pocket of space in front of him. And by the time Garzi's put his head down and played the long ball, Canardo had already stopped his run.
Ball played directly out of play by Rolls. Canardo Forbes with the throw in, about halfway into the offensive zone. He's going to turn that ball over to McMahon. Let him take care of that throw in.
Yeah, very sloppy by Rolls there. No real excuse for kicking one ball out, let alone two that he's done in this first half. And just letting the Rhinos apply pressure consistently over here.
So Steven now taking it down into the corner, defended by two men. Taken down. Forbes now working with the ball. Plays it there off of Nicholson rather nicely to get the throw in. Forbes throws it in. McMahon back to Walls. Off of his toe and over the line for a throw in.
Yeah, classic sailing turf there. You feel as though the ball's completely under control, and a little hop, a little skip, and goes under your foot, and you're just looking at the heavens thinking what just happened.
The humidity, warm weather, does it make the field harder to play on?
No, I feel as though the field is pretty consistent. I think the age of the turf means, it's seen everything now, and it plays pretty bouncy, very, very quick, and teams will find it hard to come here and play their normal style. And the Rhinos will take advantage of that. Hence why we have such a good home record.
Home field advantage, they call it, right?
Yeah, in this case, it's the most definite home field advantage.
Very nice. As Tomaselli moves it forward. Played back now to Ackley. Ackley's going to look for his partner over here on the near side. Nicholson sends it forward. Heaney back to Ackley. Looking long. Plays it right to the Rhinos ring off. Looking to go forward to Dixon. Dixon lays it back to Johnny. Johnny gets it over on the far side. Garzi to Dixon. He's got McMahon over here on the near side. He'll go halfway to Van de Castile. Van de Castile approaches the center line and hits McMahon. McMahon looks to set things up. Makes a move on Sonny Jane. Gets it over. Canardo Forbes is running on that ball, being defended off there by Nicholson. This will be a corner kick for the Rhinos.
Actually, it's a smart play by Nicholson.
Actually, it's going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, he's kicked it off Canardo Forbes as he's run through and he's got the goal kick.
Fake me out on that one. Fans, become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. It is USL on Facebook. Check it out. A lot to see there. As Rolls gets ready to put the ball in again. We're in the 38th minute at Salem Stadium in Rochester, New York, with the Rhinos leading Wilmington 1-0. In the center of the pitch, the ball bounces between a number of players, and Wilmington comes forward. It's Heaney. Heaney made it forward to Lawal, looking for a shot on goal. Probably the most effective shot, although it was wide. He actually had a look.
Yeah, I feel as though from our angle it may have been a little bit closer than it was. Brandon did not look troubled whatsoever, but nice little feints to get into that position. I feel as though Wilmington maybe would have benefited with a ball back across the goal.
One of the few times they've come down the far side. They've been working the near side here in the center. Maybe they're looking for a little bit of an edge on that side.
Yeah, De Frege, we talked about him in pre-match, and unfortunately he hasn't really been involved in this game whatsoever for the Hammerheads.
So Rhinos are ready to play this forward. Some things are still being sorted out there at the area where the foul was occurred, or had occurred.
Yeah, a little bit of poor sportsmanship by Ackley. He's picked up the ball, argued with the ref, picked up the ball, thrown it away, and maybe the ref, looking at that another day, could have given him a soft yellow. So not the smartest move for him there.
As McMahon has it now, sends it over to Forbes. Forbes back to Van de Castile. He's looking at Garzi. He's looking across the way. He's going to the far side. Way over there. That's Ringoff.
Yeah, Julian Ringoff got put on the weights there. Just a 50-50 ball, and his first touch kind of let him down, bounced off the turf. There really is no margin for error with this turf. It's very bouncy, and it's betrayed Julian's first touch there.
Maybe a little bit like fuzzy cement.
Definitely one way of describing it.
It's time for tonight's trivia challenge, brought to you by Pixos Print. Your solution for high-quality printing.
All right, here we go again.
So
Garzi for Forbes.
Here's how this works. Tonight's question is...
Wilmington tries to take him down, got through two men. Forbes now again with the ball. Looking for Johnny. Johnny trying to get around. Johnny to the center.
Yeah, lovely work by Canardo in there. Just a magician in there, weaving his magic. Spun two players in the middle. Little reverse pass. Two defenders didn't know whether they were coming or going. And in the end, Johnny shot a little bit weak.
So Lawal here on the near side. Sonny Jane looking for the ball. It's played towards the center. Brandon Miller locks that one up easily again as he rolls it out for Johnny Mendoza. Mendoza crossing the center line, taking his time. Julian Ringoff, back to Tony Walls. The captain distributes to Garzi. Garzi looking forward to Canardo Forbes. Outdoor star, indoor star, he does it all. Van de Castile coming forward. Forbes all the way over to the far side for ring off.
Yeah, it's way too easy for the Rhinos here. No pressure on the ball by Wilmington. You'd think, just looking at the game, they look as though they've played last night. They look tired, leggy. You know, Canado, if you give him that much space and time anywhere on the field, really, he's gonna create things and bring other players into the game. So I feel as though their coach is going to want to have a word with him at halftime and try and shore things up, because it's way too easy for the Rhinos here.
They're able to take their time, find what's there, make the pass, get a good shot. Van de Castile plays it over to Ringoff. Johnny Mendoza back to Ringoff, looking for Dixon. Right. Dixon's going into the corner. He's going to come out with this. Trying to put the move on there on Ackley. The veteran Ackley kind of checks him off. Tony Walls and Tomaselli. Rolls it back to Ringoff. Dixon taken away and played forward by the Hammerheads. Settled down there. This is Sonny Jane. Sonny Jane gets it ahead. Gottleman into the center. It's Jane.
Ref's called a soft handball there. I feel as though it's completely unintentional by the wall. And that was actually a good little move building for the Hammerheads. They showed a little bit of life. Robberman got forward, linked up well with Jane, and the wall looked like he was just going to spring him free down the side, and the ref's in an innocuous handball there.
So the Rhinos look to get things going once again. Brandon Miller. About 30 yards out from his end line. Put this into play right now. He sees Steve in there. Just a little bit high for him. Nicholson plays it forward to Garzi. Garzi broke that up, settled down. Tomaselli goes forward. He was looking for Lawal, missed him. Apostolopoulos plays it over to the far side for Ringhoff. Rhinos bringing it forward. Ackley, though, has picked that off. Played back to Ackley. He'll go to Nicholson. 44th minute in downtown Rochester. Wilmington looking for Martinez. Jane broken up by Forbes. Forbes with the right foot. Got it over to Johnny Mendoza. Tony Walls. Ringhoff. Ringhoff moves on to Frager. Forbes way over on the other side, which means Dixon is on this side. Look out, here comes Hammerheads.
Yeah, a little slip by Tony. He's stood on the ball, he fell on his backside, and Hammerheads couldn't make anything happen from there.
Gottleman wanted to get to Lawal there, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, still too rushed. I feel as though just got to be composed in those situations. The team hasn't seen any attacking momentum in this half, so they had a chance there from pretty much even numbers at the back, and he's just rushed his pass, let the Rhinos off.
Coming forward, Apostolopoulos there. Tony Walls. Canardo Forbes. Forbes plays it forward. 45th minute. Steven lays it back to Garzi. Garzi surveys. Ringhoff. Back to Walls. Walls chips it ahead. Ackley breaks that up. Dos Santos was there. Hammerheads looking to come forward. We see the fourth official stepping out to the center line as we are creeping up on the stoppage time. He's signaling 1 minute. 1 minute of stoppage time.
1 minute of stoppage time. 1 minute of stoppage time.
And we are officially in stoppage now with Canardo Forbes with the ball on his foot. Forbes, center of the park. Garzi looking to set it up. Ringhoff. Ringhoff over to Johnny Mendoza. Johnny gets it ahead to Mike Garzi. Garzi looking for the captain. Captain Walls back to Garzi. Garzi to Van de Castile.
The keep ball here from the Rhinos. Perhaps they're missing an opportunity because Wilmington looked dead at the end of this first half, so it feels like they're...
Here's that opportunity. Steven Beautiful shot.
Yeah,
Had the keeper backpedaling on that one.
yeah, as I was saying, I feel as though a little bit more direct. Just at the end of this half, put a little bit of pressure on that back line. Stevens in there. Clever idea to try the chip with the goalie off his line, but you know, I think at 6'4" or 5, that goalkeeper's not really going to be beaten with a chip like that.
As our minute of stoppage time is got to be getting pretty close to running out, and there it is as Tori Penzo blows the whistle 3 times. We have reached halftime. Halfway through our match, the Rochester Rhinos and the Wilmington Hammerheads doing battle at Salem Stadium. The Rhinos lead this game 1-0 from downtown Rochester. You're enjoying USL Soccer on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Great Taste has landed. Salen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
When you build a new house with Faber Homes, you won't have to deal with the to-do list that comes with buying a used home.
They made it really easy. I mean, the whole process was so simple, and we were new to the process. It was our first time owning a home, definitely first time building a home, so they made it really easy, step-by-step process, so it's great.
Learn more about the benefits of building a new home at faberhomes.com and visit our models in Henrietta at Berkshire Park or at Regency Park in Greece. Faber Homes. Great homes, great price.
Come on, join the rest of the kids at Unity Health System's Total Sports Experience. Instructional program starting at age 2. Year-round fun. Join anytime. Call 458-4263 or check us out at totalsports-experience.com.
Kickoff action is second half underway in Rochester. I wish my voice was ready for the second half, but here we are, the Rhinos and the Hammerheads underway. Rocky Parada and Anawa Bassi with you. And Anawa, as we start the second half, a change for Wilmington.
Yeah, I see they took off Mark Goldenman and brought on Musa, which is maybe more of a reflection of Goldenman's play in the first half as opposed to an injury or anything, because he didn't really help link the midfield and the attack, and maybe Moose brings a little bit more experience, and I'm sure the coach in Wilmington coach is not going to be happy with what he saw in the first half, so I felt as though some substitutions would have been coming quick.
If you look at the scoreboard and you look at the stats from the first half, you would have thought it was pretty even half. 5 shots for the Rhinos, 3 there for the Hammerheads. 6 fouls on both teams, so it was an aggressive first half, a corner apiece. But the one big play was the goal that the Rhinos had scored.
Yeah, we did. We saw a few meaty tackles, and maybe the stats maybe a bit of a false indicator of the first half, because Wilmington were very listless, offered nothing really going forward, and their early tactic of long balls was ineffective. And yeah, the Rhinos controlled proceedings. Maybe could have scored earlier than they did, but once they got the goal, they looked very, very comfortable, maybe far too comfortable from a Wilmington standpoint.
As we saw there, as we start the second half, the long ball was attempted down the middle to Lawal. But again, as we saw all through the first half, played in rather easily to Brandon Miller. So here we are into our 47th minute. Second half is underway. Rhinos and the Hammerheads, as the Hammerheads look to get things started here in the second half. Nicholson on the far side looks to play it forward, which he does. He was looking for a breaking Tomaselli, and we didn't see Tomaselli jumping up much into the play in the first half. There he was challenging Van de Castile. That didn't work, so Canardo Forbes is away. Forbes trying to get the ball through to Steven. Broken up there as Ackley settles it back. Over here on the near side, playing the ball forward is DeFrager. Coming up here to Sonny. Sonny to Moose. Moose to DeFrager. DeFrager rolling it back.
Yeah, we can already see quite a big change in the way Wilmington have lined up in the second half. We see Ackley's moved out centre back into his more comfortable centre mid position, and DeFrager, who had an ineffectual first half out on the right wing, is now moved to right back, with Sonny Jane taking a more of a central attacking position. So we'll see. Maybe Wilmington, the coach probably lit a fire in their backside, and we'll see what they can bring to the second half.
So Cole now sets it up to Jane. Jane runs right by Ackley, looking for a breaking the wall. It's in there. Miller has to break that up, but the first time he's broke a sweat all evening.
Yeah,
he just plays it out.
Already a much brighter start to the half for Wilmington. We see Sonny Jane. He brings that quickness and sharpness with that left foot, and more of a measured through ball that time. And Brandon Miller alert as always, off his line very quickly and snuff out that attack.
So Cole to Nicholson. Nicholson looking around, finding Cole. You can definitely see a different form, a different shape for Wilmington early here in half number 2. Johnny Mendoza picks that loose ball up, plays it ahead. Steven going for the header over Nicholson, doesn't make it. Nicholson moves that forward to Heaney. Heaney out on the far wing. Tomaselli now dished it back, played it forward for Sonny Jane, missed him, goes in on goal for a goal kick. Follow at USL on Twitter and become a league insider. Join the club conversations and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. Once again, that is at USL on Twitter.
Yeah, Martinez there, probably not familiar being in that attacking third, and he's just overhit his through ball, but promising position again for Wilmington in the second half.
So Miller plays it forward, misses everybody. Wilmington now looking to make some hay. Moose, number 10. Tried to move on Walls. DeFrager now on the outside. Gets it over to Ackley. Into Jane. Sonny challenged there by Tony Walls.
Good build up here by Wilmington. And a very, very dangerous ball across the box, and Apostolopoulos come out there for good clearance, but definitely ominous signs for the Rhinos. And there's a shot there in the box by Lawal. Great opportunity. And the Rhinos probably need to wake up here because they started the second half very slowly.
We have a corner kick here now for Wilmington. This will be their second of the match. Moving into the corner is William Heaney. William Heaney, a 25-year-old. 1 goal on the season, 15 matches played. Taking their time to get this set up. Right in front of the Stampede, who are raining streamers on him right now. Ball's played in by Heaney. Into the box, foul whistle down there. This will be a free kick here as Brendan Miller is going to put that in. Gotta love the Rhino supporters group. Most teams will be happy to have 1, the Rhinos, 2, Stampede and Brigade.
Yeah, I know all the players are very appreciative of the supporters groups we have. They do a great job bringing the atmosphere to each game.
As the Rhinos look to build, Johnny Mendoza settles it back to Garzi. Ring off over here on the near side. Challenged right away by Moose. Moves it back to Apostolopoulos. Back to Julian Ringoff. Tony Walls takes it away from Sonny Jane.
Much better pressure though by Wilmington there. They've forced a turnover. Tony used his strength to shield the ball, but there was 2 Wilmington players on his back, and so it's going to take someone to really step up here and get things organized for the Rhinos.
We'll see if they can sustain their pressure. They came out with decent pressure there early on in the first half and kind of ran out of gas. We'll see if the Rhinos run it the same way. Rolls plays it away. I thought he was playing it to you there for a minute.
The way he's been kicking it, won't be surprised if one of them ended up in it.
This will be a throw for the Rhinos. Julian looking to play it in. Looks at Tony Walls, but he was tying his shoe. Moves it up and into Steven. Steven rolls it to Garzi to Ringoff.
Nice move by Ringoff there. Skip past Moose.
Here he comes into the center of the field. Big shot. Saved there by Rolls. Rebound collected and played out by Wilmington for a throw. Garzi's going to put it in a hurry. Nope. Going to take his time. Going to set it up. Ringoff's going to play that ball in.
Yeah, lovely skills by Ringoff. And he's got his shot off. I feel as though, again, not to point the finger at Rolls, but I feel as though you'd want your keeper holding that there. He spilled it into a dangerous area, but luckily for Wilmington, there was no one in that area to put it away for the Rhinos.
Mendoza taken down, foul's called. Rhinos will take their time to get this set up. Pat McMahon sends it across. Ringoff to Dixon. Dixon bringing it to the center of the field. Still with it. Tried to get it over to Forbes. Didn't happen. Broke it up. Now Pat McMahon takes it away. Steven over to Forbes. Forbes dances to the center.
Yeah, that's where Canado Forbes is so dangerous. In that final third, he's shaking and baking his man, and unfortunately the cross was a little low, a little weak. Rose takes that one. Good response by the Rhinos after a little bit of pressure the first couple of minutes.
Jane moves that forward. Lawal challenging Van de Castile. Shaking his head as the ball goes into Miller. The Rhinos turn around and come forward with Julian Ringoff. To the captain. Back to Julian. Bob Lilly over here on the sideline directing traffic with his forwards. A little early body in there from Troy Cole.
Yeah, got up really well then. He knows he's going to have to use every advantage he can to challenge Steven DeSantos, and there's a distinct height difference, but ref didn't call it.
It was Johnny challenging Rolls, who played it forward. Ringoff breaks that up, tries to get it to Dixon. Broken up. Ackley now with it. Plays it back to Nicholson. Nicholson looking at Heaney, but goes long. Was looking for DeFrager. barely in the zip code. This goes for a goal kick for your Rhinos. Fans, remember Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer info. As the Rhinos non-starters, got a whole series of them down here getting stretched, getting warmed. Not hard to get warm on a night like tonight, that's for sure. Mike Garzi plays it ahead. Canardo Forbes running on that ball. Nicholson gets there first and boots it out of play.
Good look by Garzi then outside of the boot. Difficult pass. He's played it into Canardo, but well read by Nicholson.
So throw in for the Rhinos. Ball's into Pat McMahon. He plays it to Garzi. Garzi tried to hit Forbes, couldn't get it through. But here he comes with the ball on his foot to Forbes. Forbes looking for Steven. Punted out of play. This will be a corner kick for your Rochester Rhinos.
Again, Canardo opted for the low pass then, didn't beat the first man, but quick corner taken here by the Rhinos.
Moved into play, as you said, in a hurry. Forbes now looking for the center, broken up by Rolls. This will be another corner. Did he get a piece of it? Yes, he did.
Yeah, Rolls came out, flapped at it, and Rhinos players were looking in dangerous positions in the box, but the faintest of touches taken away for another corner.
So corner kick coming up here on the near side. Making his way over is Johnny Mendoza. Johnny Mendoza, 3 goals, 1 assist so far on this season for your Rhinos. During halftime, we had a little interview on the board with Johnny, a Colombian native. Looks ready to put the ball into play. Canardo Forbes standing there next to him. Torrey Penzo laying down the law right now in the center of the box. There's some pushing going on in there. It's Vanda Castile and Ackley as Johnny approaches the ball. Here we go. Ackley with a head breaks that up. Kept alive there by the Hammerheads, but only played out. Substitution here for Wilmington. Entering the game is number 9, Aaron Wheeler, replacing number 7, Ross Tomaselli.
Replacing number 7.
Wheeler, 27-year-old.
Ross Tomaselli.
Played in 13 for the Philadelphia Union. Veteran player there. He's played in 3 games so far for Wilmington. No points yet this season. Tomaselli, who wasn't expected to play, at least to start today, comes off in the 58th minute. The Rhinos have yet to go to their bench twice now for the Hammerheads. It's Moose in the center, and he scores.
Unbelievable sequence of events there. Long ball, just kind of looked hopeful, and Vasilis initially was in a great position, and it seemed as though Lawal got a few hands on him, made it uncomfortable for him. He snuck down the side, done extremely well, used his pace to stop that ball on the line, swung in an inch-perfect cross, and Musa, who the substitution brought on to have an effect, has just buried that for a clinical header. Brandon Miller, again, completely not at fault, had no chance. And a surprise turn of events here as we've got 1-1. Maybe we've got a game on our hands, Rocky.
I think we just might. So Moose scores that goal. That is his 2nd goal of the season. He was a halftime substitution. Substitution for the Rhinos. Entering the game is Sean Tosh for Vasilis. That substitution in the 60th minute.
Assisted by number 44.
So the goal is credited to Moose. Again, his 2nd of the season. Picking up the assist is Aquetus Lawal. His 1st point of the year. And suddenly we have a tied game. Rhinos pressuring, hard tackle down there. Can't see who it is, it's down. Can you see?
Johnny Mendoza there.
Johnny?
Lovely change of pace and left Troy Cole in the dust, and to make up for his lack of position, and he's kind of took a swipe at Johnny.
A yellow card has been issued to Wilmington's number 5, Troy Cole.
So Cole issued the yellow card as we see the hard tackle here, taking down Johnny Mendoza. 60th minute yellow for Wilmington. Sets up the free kick for the Rhinos. This note that I was given earlier, Wilmington has only picked up points in one game this year when they were trailing at halftime, and that was the game against the Rhinos earlier this season in North Carolina. So with that goal, Wilmington has leveled this one.
Yeah,
Will we have a repeat of history tonight?
We actually played that game and we've been knocking on the door all game. I must give Wilmington their credit. They played a much stronger, more consistent game in Wilmington, and we got the goal. Our goal was late, and they came down for an innocuous set piece and scored a solid header from a player. Sonny Fairclough is not here tonight. I think he's actually been traded to Seattle too. But yeah, it was a bit heartbreaking, you know, last minute goal out of nothing really.
So this team has a history with the Rhinos with doing something like we just saw. Only this happened a little bit earlier. There was a stoppage time. This one happened a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I think the good thing here is now the Rhinos, who appeared to weather the early pressure by Wilmington in the second half. You know, I feel as though they've got plenty of time to get that goal.
So there's Tosh coming into the game, passes it across for Canardo Forbes. Forbes in the corner, working hard over there. Plays it out to Pat McMahon. McMahon to Johnny. No worse for wear. Johnny Mendoza gets it over to Canardo Forbes. Steps over. Works on Heaney. Gets it into the center. Nicholson breaks that up. Van de Castile and Lawal come together. Seems to have been a match made in heaven tonight. Dixon. Dixon comes away. He's going to strike it with the right. Looking for the handball by Nicholson. He broke it up. Coming out top to Johnny, to Forbes. Forbes right foot in there and rolls, makes the save.
Yeah, Dixon did a little bit of individual work there. Looked like he created a great angle for the shot, but in the end, he settled for a cross and looked like he may have struck Nicholson's arm, but completely unintentional. And in the end, it's kind of a tame effort by Canardo Forbes. It's all Rhinos since the goal's gone in.
They've definitely turned up the heat. So it's Tosh to ring off. Ahead now to Tosh again, coming down the near side. Tries to move on two Wilmington defenders. Can't get around to Frager. The ball goes over the end line. This is a goal kick. Fans, don't forget that all USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today.
Wilmington will be happy for this little break in play. The Rhinos are building up ahead of momentum. These little breaks in play can sometimes help a team who's on the back foot regain some measure of control of the game.
And right now you can see his Rolls took his time there. Johnny was trying to get him to move along. They're happy right now. They're content.
Yeah, definitely. Their coach will be very happy with the way they've responded in the second half. And I think the goal was a bit of a bonus. Came out of nothing.
Rhinos win that foul there as Mike Garza will stand over it. He'll let Sean Tosh put this in. You mentioned the head coach there of the Wilmington Hammerheads FC, Carson Porter. Did some coaching at Wake Forest. He was also on the staff of the United States Soccer Federation, and so he has a lot of experience. Very good coach. As he said, he's had a side this year, a lot of injuries, a lot of challenges, young players. He's got a handful of teenagers on this team.
Yeah, and as though you can measure the coach's worth when the fact that the team has come out and responded so well in the second half. You know, his first opportunity to intervene, and you know, it's been almost night and day for Wilmington.
Pat McMahon called for the foul there on Sonny. Kind of got over his back a little bit up on top of him. As Wilmington will get ready to set this up. Heaney
fans located in the
settles the
heart of
ball.
Rochester, the Radisson Riverside is a premier venue for your upcoming conference, wedding, meeting, or
Will
social
we come to
gathering.
DeFrager?
With a staff
The man who scored
dedicated
2
to
goals in the
providing
last game
outstanding
for
service.
Wilmington,
The Radisson Riverside has everything you need to
which
guarantee
oddly,
a
their 3rd
memorable
victory of the
event.
season, but only their 1st at home. When you look at a team with 3 victories, to say that they play better on the road, it's almost a misnomer. But they tend to.
Yeah, pretty strange stats-wise that they've done better away from home than at home.
Miller gets it in. Steven plays it forward. Again, indecision there on the back line for the Hammerheads. We weren't sure there if Rolls was going to come out and grab that.
Yeah, I think we see the symptoms of a back line who is chopping and changing, and players perhaps who aren't natural centre-backs playing in that position, because there's been a lot of indecision at the back. And
Sonny Jane, the left foot, big save there by Miller.
Yeah, Rhinos got away from there. Sonny Jane got a little bit fortunate in the middle of the park. Ball's bouncing around and he's come away with it and just skipped past 2 Rhinos players. And dear me, it could have been 2-1 and it would have definitely turned this game on its head.
Tomaselli looking forward, looking for Lawal. Broken up a little bit there by Ringhoff. Ball's going to go over the end line. Played to the Rhinettes. No, they can't play it in. We're going to let the Hammerheads play that in. The professional dance team of the Rochester Rhinos, the Rhinettes, hanging out down in the corner there by the supporter group. Ball played in by Moose to Ackley to DeFrager. Sending it way back up top to the center to Nicholson. Nicholson, Tomaselli, into Lawal. Over to Sonny Jane. Man has been making things happen here in the second half for the Hammerheads. Alex Dixon comes away with it. Over here on the near side to Tosh.
Yeah, we see Sonny Jane. We've mentioned his name, especially at the start of this half. Definitely looked more dangerous and more effective in the middle.
1 goal so far on the season for the University of Maryland product. We'll keep it that way tonight. Forbes into the center, looking for Steven. Not there.
Good one too, Alex Dixon and Canado. They're gonna have to get back here. The Rhinos are a little bit stretched.
Ackley over on the far side. That's Sonny. To Heaney. Harassed there by Canardo. He comes away with a 21-on-21, taken down.
That'll be a yellow card, I'm sure. No
No.
card for that. I guess it's similar to one Johnny Mendoza got away from the first half, because it's a deliberate pullback.
As Bob Lilly is at the center line barking orders. Either he's barking orders or he's barking period right now. We're not sure. Wilmington coming forward, played out by Lawal.
Yeah, sloppy pass by DeFrager. He had the wall down the line on what was quite a promising counter, and he just sliced the ball out of bounds.
I think we have a little bit of exchange going on between Bob and our fourth, Nick Biscaglia, and also Bob and Johnny Mendoza. He's trying to position Johnny and also position those thoughts in the fourth's mind.
Yeah, I can imagine Coach not being too pleased with what he's seen in the second half.
Poor throw there by Sean Toad.
USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for the latest Nike Soccer information.
And Sonny Jane trying to move on Ringhoff. Gets it through him. Ringhoff cuts him off with the body. Well done. Foul called behind the play on Johnny Mendoza, who is not happy about that foul on
The
Moose.
game is on Saturday, August 22nd at 7:05
Yeah,
against the
again,
Harrisburg
Sonny
City
Jane,
Antelope.
just a very effective dribbler when he gets in the stride.
Again, the Rhinos back
Skipping
home on
past
Saturday,
players.
August 22nd at 7:05 against
For the
Harrisburg.
Rhinos, good defensive shape there. Players covering the players who were getting beat. And Julian looked like he'd made a very solid plan, stuffed out the attack, but Johnny's called for something off the ball there.
Our fourth now hearing it from Bob Lilly and George Kitiatsis. That's getting 2 earfuls right there. Okay, Heaney looking into the mixer. Broken up in there by Tony Walls. Ball's dribbled back out to Heaney. He's going to play it all the way back to Troy Cole. Cole to Nicholson. He's waiting on Dixon to see how close he'll get. played forward, broken up in there nicely by Sean Tosh.
Lovely switch by DeFrega. Sonny Jane, the danger man. Skip past Pat, great covering tackle by Van de Castile.
Van de Castile in there. He's been playing very, very hard tonight. He's had his moments. That was one of the really good ones right there. As Canardo Forbes puts the ball way up in the air. Cole can't get it. Johnny Mendoza settles for the throw-in. There he is. It's Tosh. Plays it past Garza over the walls to Garza. Gets it up to Tosh. The wall behind the play stretching out a little bit. He may have a hamstring injury. And he's starting to walk back into play.
Yeah, it could be a fitness issue. Actually, I noticed watching Wilmington's game from last week, he pulled up similar minute in that game. I feel as though it's just more fatigue than anything.
Here come the Rhinos. Tony Wall to the center.
Great
Just
chance.
wide.
Yeah, Tony Wall just deceptively quick there. He's accelerated, got to a ball that looked destined to be out, and Dixon's gone for the behind the back flick. I think it's probably the only thing he could have done at the angle he was at. And unfortunately for the Rhinos, it's the first chance, good chance they've had in a while, and it's just gone wide.
So Rawls now is going to put it in. We're into the 72nd minute here at Salem Stadium. Our game is level at 1. Rawls takes his time. Coach Carson Porter kind of nonchalantly asking his players to move back just a little bit.
Great defending by Tosh there. Very calm under the pressure of Moose.
Used his size well there.
Yeah, and he's managed to keep the ball for the Rhinos when he looked like he's going to have to put that out for a Wilmington throw.
So Garza, he'll get it to Forbes. Forbes is going to run on that ball. Martinez can't defend him. Pat McMahon plays it back to Forbes, back to McMahon, to Forbes. Playing catch over on the far side right at the center line. Johnny Mendoza trying to get into position. Ball's played forward by Tony Walls to Tosh. Tosh walks around to Frager. Here we go. Into the center. And a goal! Rhinos goal!
The ref waved it off, I think.
It has been waved off. It has been waved off as the play was offside.
No goal. Offsides.
Steven is not happy with that call.
Offsides.
As we see that ball played across the field here, as we take a look at our replay.
Yeah, Tosh just a lovely bit of skill. Faked like he was going to go inside and just turned the defender. Lovely ball with his left foot. Steven, I think it's the flick from Johnny Mendoza at the end to redirect it on frame. That was actually, he was in an offside position, but Tosh here, beautiful piece of skill. And a very, very well executed chip. Yeah, we see Johnny, corner of the frame, is coming back from an offside position. Very good call by the linesman. Unfortunate for the Rhinos.
Replacing number 3, Alex Dixon.
Pair of substitutions here as we've been waiting after the goal.
Yeah, I actually just caught on the end of that goal that I can't confirm, but Steven DeSantos was pointing at a Wilmington player who I think he believes was keeping Johnny on side, which we couldn't see out of shot. So it'll be interesting maybe when we get a wider frame view of that at the end of the game, whether maybe there was a Wilmington player actually keeping Johnny Mendoza on side. I can imagine it would probably be DeFrega if he was coming back from marking Tosh, he would have kept Johnny on side. But
so 2 substitutions there in the 73rd minute for the Rhinos. Entering the game, we had Timmy Mulgrew. He replaced Johnny Mendoza, who was part of that big play. Also entering, we have Asani Samuels taking the place of Alex Dixon. Now with these 2 substitutions.
Yeah, we see a few changes going on here for the Rhinos, and you know, it's attack-minded substitutions. They're going, they're not settling for a draw. No way would coach settle for a draw at home, and they're trying to push on.
Hey fans, there's still time to make your photo of the game courtesy of Camp Cook Days. Use the hashtag Rhinos4Camp with a picture you've taken at the game tonight, and you can be selected as this week's Fan of the Week. Check our social media every Tuesday during the season to see if you've won.
So after the substitutions and the injury, we are back underway. As Brandon Miller now rolls it ahead to Julian Ringoff. He gets it up there to Mike Garzi, to McMahon, to Ringoff. Check that. That's Van de Castile over there. This is Tosh. This is Ringhoff. To Garzi in the center. As the Rhino fans are urging on their team right now. As we are level here in the 76th minute. Throwing for the Rhinos deep in their defensive third. Another substitution coming here for the Hammerheads. It looks like we're going to see number 17 entering the game. Cody Arno. He's going to be replacing number 44, Qudis Lawal.
Lawal's slowest walk-off substitution on Arno. He's a veteran in the league. A lot of games under his belt in seasons gone by, and he'll be brought on here now by the Wilmington coach to maybe shore things up, maybe use his physical presence to unsettle the Rhinos' backline.
You had commented also on the fitness of Lawal, as we are now in the 77th minute on a very warm and muggy night. A good move to get him out.
Yeah, young player and playing in the heat. And as you mentioned earlier, only a couple of games on the season, so he's probably still trying to find his fitness. But after a quiet first half, he was the architect behind that goal with just a great individual effort.
Tosh moving the ball to the far side, looking for Kennardo Forbes. He's going to move on Sonny Jane. Sonny gives him all the room he needs. Tony Walls. Walls moving it forward. Over to the far side to Pat McMahon. Looking to center it. Over the keeper's head. Tosh to Forbes. This seems to be the plan right here. Forbes into the mixer. Headed away there by the Rhinos.
Yeah, it's a tough ball for Dos Santos to do anything with. Just floated in there. You can only look to nod it across, but yeah, he just skimmed it off. But we just saw before another tool Tony has in his arsenal. Just breezed past one player, drew another player, put Pat in around the corner, and we need to see more of that from him in the last 10-15 minutes, I think.
So Mulgrew plays it forward to Garzi. Garzi looking to make a move with it. Gets it way out on the wing. McMahon runs that ball down. He's got Van de Castile behind him. He's going forward. Never mind this back passing. There's Forbes. Forbes. Samuels. It's by Forbes on the return, heading towards the corner and out. This will be a goal kick for the Hammerheads. If you think about it, we're 12 minutes away here. Time for the Rhinos to really kind of turn up the volume a little bit.
Yeah, Wilmington, give them their credit there. They really are trying to take the sting out of this game. Slow goal kicks, and the Rhinos are going to have to push the tempo. I think getting the ball to the feet of Tony Walls and Kennardo. They can get other players. Sonny Samuels is on, very good 1v1 player, and Timmy, and we've always got goals from Dos Santos. I'd expect to see Colin Rolfe come in as well, get his energy, get his physical presence in the game, and trying to steal one to the death.
Garzi got a good boot on that. Samuels trying to fight off Nicholson there. He does. Mulgrew gets it ahead to Samuels. Samuels and Mulgrew switching places. It was played to Tosh, and Tosh lost it off the side of his foot. Out of play. This will be a very, very methodical throw-in for Wilmington.
Game in slow motion now. Every time the ball goes dead, Wilmington. Just a bit of gamesmanship, just really slowing things down. But I mentioned Sonny Samuels then. It's a good individual effort.
As Wilmington attempts to make a break there. The Rhinos now have turned it around again. Forbes looking for Samuels. Two men on him. Wasn't getting through there. Hard work down there by both Samuels and Mulgrew. As James tries to come away with it. Pat McMahon, though, plays it forward. Looking for Steven. trying to make the move on Nicholson. Ball's booted out for a corner kick for your Rhinos.
Nice play, Pat McMahon down there. Just won that initial bouncing ball, took control of the situation, slipped DeSantos in, but good positioning by Nicholson. He has to clear for the corner.
So Forbes sets it up in the corner. Now his running mate has been Johnny Mendoza all night on these corners. He switches places now with Mulgrew. Mulgrew now to set it up. Canardo taking his time, getting up to about the 18. Mulgrew plays it out, rolls, breaks it up.
Great header by Sean Tosh.
There's Samuels. Nicholson breaks that up. In the corner are the Rhinos. Forbes into the middle. Header. And the Rhinos goal! Goal! Goal Rhinos! 81st minute.
Grant Van der Castile, the right man, in the right place at that moment in time, and credit goes to Timmy, kept the ball alive. Canardo with a fantastic first-time cross, and Rolls, who's been flapping at crosses all game. He's flapped at another one there. The challenge from Dos Santos comes in and falls eventually to Van der Castile, who makes no mistake. Just a nice cushion header.
Yeah, there's Mulgrew there working on Sonny Jane. It's Canardo Forbes.
A great desire by Van der Castile.
Looks like it's going to be Van der Castile from Dos Santos.
He's put his head in there. It wasn't as easy a finish as it looked the first time. He had to beat a Wilmington player to the spot, and done a great job, and I think it's deserved. The Rhinos this lead.
And it's a huge, huge goal by Van der Castile, his second goal of the season.
To Wilmington's number 21, Will Henning. That yellow card, the 81st minute.
On that exchange, a yellow card was issued to the Hammerheads number 21, Heaney. So he picked up a yellow there. Could have been a little bit of dissent after the goal.
Yeah, I really don't know what he's complaining about there. I know he doesn't have the benefit of the replay, but it looked like Dos Santos challenged for the ball fairly, and Van der Castile just beat his man to the spot. Maybe frustration on Heaney's part, because Wilmington, they've looked much better in spells in the second half, but the Rhinos finally got that deserved goal.
And the man you've been looking for off the bench tonight for the Rhinos, and you said would be the guy that could really get things going. Colin Rolfe entering the game right now. Stepping in for Steven Humberto Fortes dos Santos, who's had a strong game for the Rhinos tonight. Very strong game.
Yeah, we're losing nothing with Colin Rolfe coming on. Very strong player. He's going to chase down everything, and he's got the opportunity here now to close out the game for the Rhinos.
84th minute. Rhinos leading this one 2-1. The veteran team. You did not see them get up. Here we come again. Rhinos looking to play it in. This will be a throw for Rochester. Deep in the Wilmington defensive third. As Pat McMahon settles in under the green fog from our supporter groups.
I guess we'll see a little reversal now as the Rhinos try and take their time with set pieces.
Funny how that happens, huh?
Yeah.
The difference a goal will make.
The blink of an eye, Rhinos are now trying to just see this final whistle. And Ackley there is all over Timmy. And again, Tony Walls might have a chance here to step up and really put this beyond Wilmington.
So the Rhinos standing over a free kick. About the 25 yards out. We'll see who will take this, but Ottawa has an idea.
Yeah, normally you back Tony Walls, but I think after he skied the first one in the first half, Canardo might fancy it here. And also Timmy Mulgrew, probably one of the best strikers of the ball we have in the team. So, Rhinos got a pick of options here.
So as head referee Tori Penzel sets the wall. Here come the Rhinos. It will be Kennardo Forbes right into the wall. Timmy Mulgrew tries to run it down on the far side, cannot. Wilmington now in a hurry will put this ball in.
And be sure to join us after the game tonight for the official post-game party at the Genesee Brew House.
And here we go. Broken up immediately by Samuels. As the Rhinos look to settle it down in their defensive quarter of the field. Sean Tosh just gets it out. It'll lead to a throw for Wilmington. Frager puts the ball into play immediately. As the Hammerheads bring it forward. Broken up there.
Great win by Ringoff. Those sorts of headers take a lot of pressure off the rest of the team.
Rolf tries to run down Nicholson. He gets it back to Cole. Goes forward. There he is again. Ringoff breaking that one up. Kennardo Forbes now working over two guys. Loses the ball to the captain Ackley, who just fires it into his defensive side of the field. Great move out there. Heaney now with it.
Yeah, a little high risk move there by
Nicholson plays it back to Rolf, who plays it over here to Cole. Cole dogged by Mulgrew. Played forward to Moose. Moose to DeFrager. DeFrager just lets it roll off his foot. This will be a throw for the Rhinos. 87th minute here on Oak Street in downtown Rochester. Salem Stadium, the faithful on the edge of their seats. 2-1 Rhinos. Closing minutes of this match. As Moose now has it. Plays it over there to DeFrager. He'll push it up by everybody. Van de Castile is just going to let it roll right to his keeper. A little bit of pressure being put on there by Aaron. Not enough to make a difference. Miller puts it in. And it's played right back to the Rhinos defense. Samuels now gets it forward. Trying to work on Wheeler. Wheeler will play it back to his keeper. Rolls gets it ahead. McMahon breaks that up. Kennardo Forbes. A little tug of the jersey there. That jersey's now so stretched out it would fit me. No call. Play on. Timmy Mulgrew. Mulgrew trying to work through three players. Drops it back. Pat McMahon to Forbes. Sean Tosh calling for it here on the near side. They'll just settle it back to Van de Castile. McMahon plays it off of Sonny Jane. They're looking for a handball, didn't get it. Now we get the whistle.
Yeah, actually, seems as though it made a good read on that play, but maybe 2 feet off the ground. The ref just called it. It looked a little dangerous.
As we roll into the 89th minute, the Rhinos look like they're going to get set to make another change. There's a caution issue there to Heaney.
Yeah, I thought it was already on a yellow.
89th minute. So booking in the 89th minute for Heaney. So Rhinos get set to put it into play. Van de Castile gets it up to the top. Out over the end line. This will be a goal kick for Wilmington. Substitution for the Rhinos entering the game is number 2.
Now in the game for your
Marcos Ugarte
number 2.
going in for Kennardo Forbes.
Ugarte.
What can we expect here from Ugarte in the last couple of minutes here?
Kennardo with the slowest walk-off, slowest on the wall, and Marcus Ugarte brings a lot of energy. He's going to compete these last 3 minutes. Rhinos just need a little bit of energy to get him over that final hurdle.
As Ugarte steps into the game, our match is rolling down towards stoppage time. Our fourth official has the board in his hand. He's going to show the fans and the benches that 3 minutes will be issued at the end of the game here. 3 minutes at the end of the match of stoppage time. Van de Castile
Fans need
looking for a foul and got it.
There'll be 3 minutes of stoppage time. 3 minutes of stoppage time.
And we are in stoppage time here at Salem Stadium. Brandon Miller taking his time, getting ready to put that ball into play. As Canardo Forbes came off Ottawa, Bob Lilly greeted him with a hug. Strong match for him tonight.
Yeah, I think Coach is probably very relieved that they've got the win, and Canardo was instrumental with that first-time cross. And, yeah, Canardo definitely looked like he had one earlier in the game. In fact, no, he did have one earlier in the game.
Yeah.
He scored the first goal of the game, and a very, very strong performance again. Standout player for the Rhinos really this season.
As Ugarte tries to make a move on DeFrager there, gets the foul. A quote from Bob Lilly this week talking about this game. He said, bigger, we're a more athletic, I think we have a more versatile roster. I think we saw that play through here, although Wilmington really has played strong at times.
Yeah, the first half, Wilmington, they didn't look ready to play a game of soccer. They came here, they were slow. Lovely skill by Marcos there. Skip past 2 players, double nutmeg, I think. But yeah, we saw the Rhinos, just a big physical team. And in the end, it really was that with Steven and Berto getting that header, challenging the keeper. You have a striker who's maybe 5'10". He's not really going to get up there and challenge the keeper. So it definitely helps in those moments. But really, the Rhinos looked set bang on for the win in the first half, and it was really against the run of the general game that Wilmington came back and got that equalizer, and feel as though it's justice served in the end with Rhinos getting the winner.
I like how you say that, justice served in the end. As Martinez plays that ball forward. Wilmington still looking for the equalizer. Way up here in the offensive side now is Nicholson. Nicholson over here on the near side to Cole. Cole throws it into the box. Nothing there. Timmy Mulgrew carries the ball forward. Whistle behind the play.
Yeah, no excuse really from the Wilmington forwards. I know they're throwing men up in attack, but to be called offside there, probably tired legs, not getting back onto an onside position, and really helping the Rhinos relieve the pressure.
There's Brendan Miller. Punts it forward. Looking for Colin Rolfe. He's called for the foul as Wilmington plays the ball up. Moose and Ugarte come together. The challenge continues as Arnaud has the ball go over the end line. He carries the ball now over there, sets it down for Brendan Miller. It's either gentlemanly or hurry up and put the ball into play.
Yeah, he put it down and Brandon just picked up the ball, put it to the other side of the goal, run a few more seconds off the clock.
Definitely hurry up and put the ball into play, he was trying to say. Okay, Miller does just that. Nicholson heads the ball down. It ends up going to Ugarte, and there's the final whistle. Torrey Penzo blows the whistle 3 times, and the victory is the Rochester Rhinos. A hard-fought game. 17 fouls by the Hammerheads in this match. 17 fouls. That's a lot in the second half. It was even 6-6.
Yeah, you can see the Wilmington came out in the second half and they wanted to play. The foul count going up just shows that they were hungrier, putting more pressure on the ball, and that's when you're going to commit those fouls. So from a spectator's point of view, I think the goal was good for the game because it made the Rhinos have to go more direct with their attacking, and in the end they got the goal. Van der Castile showed great desire, got to a spot, got that 2-1 lead, and the Rhinos looked good for it from then on.
So the Rochester Rhinos remain undefeated at home. Keep that streak going. End the streak of 2 games without a victory. So get back on the winning side. It's always good to win at home. They keep August at home optimistic, and a great game for the fans to see tonight. A nice crowd in attendance tonight. Thoroughly entertained by a 2-1 victory for your Rochester Rhinos. And fans, I just want to say thank you to my broadcast partner tonight, Ano Abassi. Ano, it was great working with you tonight. I want to see you on the field the next game. What's the prognosis? What are we looking at?
Yeah, I think I was looking like I may have suited up for this one, but in the end, me and coach had a conversation, and we thought maybe just give it a few more days of intense training, intense treatment, and yeah, I'll be back next week. I'll probably miss my perch up here because you get a beautiful view of the game. It all looks so simple from up here, but you know, I'm definitely hungry to get back down and be there helping my team get the points we need to secure first spot.
Very good, very good. So again, I say thank you to you. It was a pleasure working with you tonight. I say thank you to Joe Giuliano for having me sit into his spot tonight. And on behalf of our executive producer, John Catalano, associate producer, Dennis Dixon, I'm Rocky Parada. He is Ano Bossi. We thank you for joining us tonight from Salem Stadium in downtown Rochester. One more time, the Rhinos 2, the Hammerheads 1. Have a great, great Saturday night.